Alright guys, welcome to another beer review with, of course, your host, the Clueless Drinker, or as I should be renamed, the Clueless Craft Beer Fuckboy, because file this under Fuckboyism 101, because I actually got the t-shirt related to the beer before I even got to try the beer. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, so we're going over to Northern Monk once again, and this is the Don't Mess with Manchester, which is described as a double dry hopped international pale, and this was to obviously celebrate the Northern Monk Refectory opening in Manchester, which is a lovely little place. I went there after this year's Indie Man with Rob from Hopscene. Met up with a few people throughout that day who Rob so graciously introduced me to, but I'm terrible with names. The only one I remember was Russ and his lovely wife or girlfriend. Yeah, it was a bit of a blur that night, but I think I even bumped into some of the folks from some podcasts and stuffs. So mingling with the industry but not remembering people's names, it's not always a great thing, but needless to say, it was an absolutely fantastic time, and yeah, had some lovely beers in the factory. I love the layout. I know it's sort of unfinished, but they could keep it as it is. It reminds me a bit of Ply, but then again, it's Manchester, so a lot of the interiors of places throughout the city have that sort of like exposed brick industrial metal sort of vibe about it, which I really do like. But yeah, so Northern Monk Refectory, fantastic place. So of course they brewed a beer, and this was a collaboration that they did with Cloudwater, Track, Marble, Blackjack and Runaway Brewery. I've not had too many beers from Runaway, to be honest. I remember trying loads when I was really getting into craft beer, but yeah, just never really picked any of their beers up, because it's one of those situations where, sort of like with Blackjack, you know, the beers are really readily available, and it's that thing of, oh, I'll get that next time, or I'll give those a try some other time. But yeah, next time in Manchester, because I know BMF have quite a few of the Runaway beers in there, so I'll definitely have to pick those up. But yeah, so we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6-way collaboration. So that's going to be really fantastic to try and fit all of those breweries on the subject line of the video, because YouTube doesn't like you to have big long titles. So I do apologise if the title to this video is formatted in such a backward, haphazard way. But yeah, all the breweries will have their links in the description, and any related playlists, if I do indeed remember to include that, as well as collaboration play. I don't know. I'm not going to promise what playlists are going to be in the description, but there will be information. There'll definitely be information for every brewery involved. But yeah, Northern Monk for me are just one of the best breweries of the year. Their Patrons Project stuff is just probably my favourite sort of collaborative brewing initiative, you know, because you've got artists, photographers, athletes, chefs, all sorts of people from so many different industries. And this t-shirt seems to have shrank, and it's not because I'm getting any bigger. It's not, I swear. But yeah, so I love Northern Monk, and yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. I thought I'd missed out on this, but John from Northern Beer Temple, we just happened to talk about it. He said, oh, I've got one in the fridge if you'd want it. So yeah, ended up buying it. I thought I'd missed out on it. And first of all, lovely label to match the t-shirt. Well, that's a great way to hide the double chin. I'll go with that. And then just like the Patrons Project beers, of course it peels off that way. And look at that. It gives you a bit of a beery map of the Northern Quarter in Manchester. So what have they got there? They've of course got the Refectory, they've got Tack, I don't think I've been there. Idle Hands, I've not been there. Beatnik's Republic, still need to go there. What is that? I don't know what that is above Bundabust, but again, I've not been to Bundabust. Ply, I've been there, I love that place. Portrait Beer House, a classic, and then you've got the Black Sheep. So yeah, a nice little map, because no matter how many times I go to Manchester, I always seem to get lost. I always seem to get lost, even to places I've been to time and time again. But yeah, as you probably know, I'm a massive lover of anything Manchester, except the football. I could do without the football, to be honest. But yeah, culturally, musically, historically, you know, you could go there, not really do anything, and there's just such an atmosphere about the city that I absolutely love and adore. And I'm actually going there this weekend to watch Hugh Cornwell with my father, and then we might actually meet it up with Rob the next day. So, might be paying a visit to the Refectory or Cloudwater or something like that. But yeah, so this was, I think, yeah, basically just to promote and to celebrate the opening, because it does say coming August 2018. So I'm not sure when this was brewed, but the best before is the 10th of March 2019. But yeah, lovely artwork there, sort of like a line drawing, almost a plan drawing of the interior. And yeah, so there's 16 keg lines, 4 cask lines. They've even got Timothy Taylor Landlord on tap, which I really want to try, because it's probably going to be the best way you'll probably able to drink Timothy Taylor without it being a pub close to the brewery itself. Natural wine, draft cocktails, a bottle shop, Northern Grub, art and music events, international takeovers, Northern General Store, Prince Clothes, more from our patrons, and then shelter from the rain, which is very important, especially in a sunny Manchester. But yeah, don't mess with Manchester, double dry hop, international pale. Notes from the brewer: it was great to get some of our friends together to celebrate Northern Monk opening in MCR. We wanted the collaboration to be more than just a beer, more reflective of the city, so we asked everyone to suggest an ingredient or approach that would make the beer quintessentially Manchester. So we discussed the city's pride in its history as a key international trading post, and decided to reflect this with global selection of hop varieties covering Australia with Enigma, New Zealand, Nelson Sauvin, America, Mosaic Columbus, and then Europe, Syrian Cardinal. The base of the beer is a golden pale ale, true Manchester Mancunian style, can't read today, with gentle upfront bitterness and layers of gooseberry, passion fruit, sherbet and citrus fruit, courtesy of our international hop profile. But yeah, Manchester's a real melting pot. And just with, if you're into craft beer, real ale, anything like that, so many pubs, little bars, you find some really intriguing taps in some places, and there's so many places that I still need to visit in Manchester. So anyway, let's get this beer open and see what we get. Wasted way too much time. I do apologise. Thank you for your patience. Keeping with the Manchester vibe, got me Cloudwater glass. I did actually have a Northern Monk refectory glass, one of those sort of bulbous ones that you hold in your hand like that, but it smashed. So I could have gone for the fuckboy trifecta, but unfortunately we've just got Cloudwater, which is not always the worst thing to have to say out loud, I suppose. But anyway, let's see what we get with this one. So I've heard good things about this. I've heard that it is quite simple, which is something that I do enjoy, because simple men with simple tastes. And obviously very simpleton-like pouring skills, because look at that. There's almost as much head as there is beer. But what we have in terms of beer is sort of a pale, hazy, lemon drop kind of vibe. It's got real vibrancy to it. Actually looks a bit darker on camera this time round. But yeah, it's got that sort of like sherbet lemon sweet, lemon curd vibe about it. A little bit thinner at the bottom, but it is nice and cloudy. So beer poured for about 3 fingers worth of a white compact head, which does not seem to be going anywhere. So hopefully that won't interfere with the beer review. But yeah, lovely bubble action on the side of the glass. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? So let's see what we get on the nose, if we can indeed get a sniff on this one. Look at that, you could just wobble it and it just stays still. Nose dunked right into it. It wouldn't be a clueless drink review if I didn't do that. But yeah, definitely get lemon sherbet. A little bit of a slight tart fruit tone in there as well. I know I've just read it, but you can definitely get the gooseberry in this. A little bit of passion fruit as well. But yes, blood orange, tangerine, that sort of thing. I'm not getting as much as I thought I would. Or, well, I was actually expecting not to get that much, because look at that head. That is so compact and really staying there. So I'm going to have to give it a couple of sips, have a taste, sniff, taste again. Cheers, guys. Ooh. There's something a bit old school about this. Medium mouthfeel, nice carbonation cutting through that, not leading the beer to be too thin. Loads of vibrant, sherbety sort of citrus character on this. Kids making weird noises outside, as kids tend to do. Yeah, lovely, crisp golden malt character, with a little bit of a herbalness on the back end. Very gentle, subtle grapefruit bitterness. Did I even read out the ABV of this beer? Don't think I did. 4.5%, so it's drinking like 4.5%. Let's see, 25 IBUs. Yeah, really not too bitter at all. It's a very pleasant, simple, crisp drinking experience. It's the sort of beer that you would go back to time and time again because of the reliability on it. Obviously, when you're seeing all of those breweries involved, there is a part of you that's expected something like really distinct. But I don't think that's what they were trying to do with this one. They weren't trying to be like loud, let's get 5 different breweries and just go crazy. It was like, you know, conceptually, it's like, what makes Manchester Manchester? So it's that like expertise of all those involved and their own individual personalities coming together, celebrating the greatest city in the world. And what they've made is an absolutely lovely sessionable pale ale that you could happily just devour. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're getting if you want a bit of a palate cleanse between different beers, or you just wanted something, do you know what, I just feel like having a good pint of beer, then this is one of those beers that you'll gravitate to. If you love citrus flavours in your beer, this is fantastic. It really, really is. It's all that blood orange, like easy peeler, tangerine, really simple, nice, sweet citrus flavours, as opposed to like a harsh, like a lemon lime character. Although there are subtle lemon sherbet tones. A little bit of a passion fruit kick on the back end. There are very subtle nods to a tropical element. But yeah, this is one of those beers, rainy day in Manchester. You've got your friends or whoever. You just want to have a good, solid sessioner. Get some good grub down you as well. And then move on to the next place. And next thing you know, you've gone to the bar about 3 or 4 times to get a beer like this. Because it's not like big and abrasive or anything like that. It's not over-promising anything. It's a really simple, reined-in, mature beer from some absolutely wonderful breweries. So, yeah, Lovely stuff. Some people might say it might be a bit too simple. I could definitely see where they're coming from, but I think that's not always the worst thing. Do you know what I mean? You know, if you were to celebrate the occasion, you'd want to go back and back again with a simple, sort of low ABV beer. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not sure if they'd like release this on the night, if they were giving out cans on the opening or anything like that. Because figure was brewed before the actual opening itself. But yeah, if you were handed a couple of cans of this, fantastic. And for the price, you know, I think it was about just over £4, if I remember correctly. And every penny's worth it. Every penny's worth it. Worth every penny. But yeah. Nelson Sauvin adds a little bit of a dryness to it also. And there is a subtle grounded earthiness too, mixing with that lovely crisp golden malt character. Yeah, I could happily do a full session. Now we've got kids on motorbikes outside. Happy days. So yeah, don't mess with Manchester. Collaborative effort between Northern Monk, Cloudwater, Track, Marble, Blackjack and Runaway. I'm going to give that one a very solid 8 out of 10. Lovely stuff. Glad that I got to try it so I can justify buying the t-shirt. Which I really do need to lose a bit of weight. But, well, that's not going to happen with Manchester. They've got like the Northern Soul Cheese Toasty place, or grilled cheese place. They've now got a toasty restaurant. They've got Ply. They've got fucking loud scumbag kids on bikes that the police won't do anything about because they're fucking lazy. Yeah, they've got stuff like that happening in Manchester. I've experienced some pretty interesting occurrences, which just always adds to the character of the city. I'm never disappointed when I go there. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that's a little that dulls the shine would be travelling back, because Northern Rail are run by absolute ingrates. But oh well. But yeah, don't mess with Manchester, because you'll get a really good beer. And yeah, Manchester, my favourite city in the world, and any excuse to go there is a good enough excuse for me. And yeah, very, very happy that I've got to try this beer. And yeah, I think I was talking about my weight. I really need to lose weight, but with all the food opportunities in Manchester, of course, there's like German themed restaurant which does lovely looking full breakfasts, loads of places that do good full English breakfasts. Do you know what? I'd rather be fat and happy than skinny and miserable. And that's what I'm going to leave this video on. It was going so well until that last couple of minutes, but that's the way it goes. So thank you for watching. If you've tried this, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Have you visited the refectory in Manchester? I've nearly finished that already, so the thumbnail's going to look a bit stupid. But yeah, if you've been to the refectory, what did you think? What did I have? I had that beer that they did with Finback, which I actually bought a can of and did a review of, which I don't know if that's been uploaded. No idea. Asking me to keep track of my YouTube channels, like asking David Plunkett whether the field that he's walking in is safe. I don't know. That's a bit mean-spirited. Dave Plunkett's never done anything too bad, really, has he? But where am I going with this? Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there because, yeah, video. So, yeah, I've already reviewed the Finback. I had a couple of other beers which were just magical. And it became a little bit of a blur. And then next thing I know, I'm stranded in Manchester for about 3 hours because Northern Rail are fucking idiots. But anyway, this beer is fantastic. Give it a go if you can get hold of it. Even if this is an older can, that is still holding up really, really well. It's nice and punchy, sessionable, easy drinking at the same time. And it just reminds me of like beers that I was getting into like 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, now it's all about juice, haze, that sort of stuff, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I've had some of my favourite beers of this year have been those beers, but this is just like, yeah, I could buy loads of cans of that and have a wonderfully fantastic drinking experience. But yeah, so fantastic stuff, and well, at least I know there's another place that I can spend all of my not so hard earned money now. So the people of Manchester, Northern Monk, the brewing scene, the wonderful Brewery Insta girls as well, and the beer tuber chaps and ladies who have come to know, and everyone involved in this industry, bar a few people who shall not be named. That's what it's all about. It's about coming together, enjoying it, and having a great time in the process. So 20 minutes, and I'm not going to reshoot it or cut this down. So if you've watched it till the end, then I applaud you. And if you can quote Red Rum to me, then I might send you a kiss. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with my nonsense, and I hope you'll join me next time for another beer review. See you guys later.